All right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Whew. Can you feel the power? That's right, Whoopsie. Still can't believe it. Just kind of don't know what to say about that. Just incredibly thankful for that. That is some exposure that's just crazy awesome. So thank you again, NWA, for putting little old me in your awesome new series. Hollywood J-Bone. Oh man, I'm not quite pretty enough to be Hollywood, but thank you. Beast, what is up? So yeah, we're getting back on track. Like I said, we talked some Impact last night about my Bound for Glory weekend. We're getting back on track because this is a series. This is a show, I believe, in talking about the NWA Power Hour. The Power Hour. This is going to be covering episode number 4, which is called... I didn't write it down. I put it in the thumbnail. I did not write it down. What the heck is it called? Again, it's called... Where is it? There it is. Dealer calls again. Sorry. The dealer calls again. And that's a reference to Aldis, I believe, is the dealer. I believe he's referred to himself as the dealer before. So yeah, kick back, relax, grab yourself a little kayfabe cocktail, as they say in the show here. Man, they're commercials. They're little breaks in the show. Hilarious. We'll talk about that for a minute. Austin Idol's kayfabe cocktails for the lady next door. Oh my goodness. Do you think Ricky Starks maybe uses the kayfabe cocktail on the ladies next door for Mr. Stroke Daddy? What do you think? What else here? Oh, the one I'm not going to talk about last week's episode that much. I'm going to focus on this one. But the one thing I am going to touch on is the invisible hair cream. I'd like to say that I think I would be a great candidate for the invisible hair cream. I mean, look at this. It works. The invisible hair cream works. What do you think? And Tony Falk's waffles and tire irons. Oh my God. Just classic goofy stuff. And the bit at the end of the commercial, you buy you buy, what is it? 3 organic waffles. 3 organic waffles, you get 4 tire irons for free. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a hell of a deal. I only want them, though, if they're gold. If they're gold tire irons, I'm in. It's the only way I'm doing it. And let me know if you are going to take advantage of that. If you're ever in, what is it? Paducah, Kentucky? Paducah, I think. Go look up Tony Falk and get yourself some tire irons for free with the purchase of 3 waffles. Hell yeah. Jason, I mean, it's, the action is fast and furious in these shows. So it's nice to break it up with a little bit of comedy here and there. And it's classic goofy stuff. So I don't know how the younger people watching this feel about this. I'd love to get some opinions. Let me know if you're a younger person watching this, if you think it's funny, if you get a kick out of it. If it's over your head, it's over your head. But I mean, they make this stuff, look like classic goofy 80s stuff. They give it a classic look. So I appreciate that, because this whole show is like straight out of the 80s from when I was watching studio wrestling back when I was a wee little nerd right before I jumped into high school. Preteen, whatever, 13. So let's get into the wrestling side of this. Man, this show was absolutely loaded. They had so much going on. Starts out with a promo going on between what eventually turns into Team Aldous and Team Storm. And Eli Drake just stirring the pot here between all the guys, getting everyone all fired up on each other. I tell you, Eli Drake is probably the smartest one in the bunch here, because he's, like I said, he's stirring the pot and he knows what the end goal is here, but he's pitting everyone against each other, which is going to distract everyone. So when he swoops in for the championship, no one's going to see it coming. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like he's flanking everybody. Is that kind of a military term there? Something, I guess. He's flanking everyone. Get yourself some flank steaks down in Paducah, Kentucky. I don't know. Something. So yeah, this whole thing sets up Team Storm versus Team Aldous. Team Aldous consisting of Colt Cabana and what I thought was going to be Eli Drake. It wasn't Eli Drake. Ends up being Ken Anderson versus James Storm. And we find out at the end of the show, because we didn't know who was going to be on there until match time, was Wild Card. Royce and Latimer. And I gotta say, that team is warming up on me. I mean, they're still a pretty new team. I've only seen them, a few times, but it looks like they're actually working like a well-oiled machine, in my opinion. They look like they're working pretty good. We then go into a promo with David Marquez interviewing Trevor Murdoch, and Trevor Murdoch is looking for an NWA contract. He is looking to get hired. And he doesn't like what Josephus did the week before to who did he do that to? Is it Colt? No. Colt Cabana? Yeah, Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana was messing with him, and then he ends up throwing the powder at him, but ends up getting suspended for what was supposed to be 45 days. Did not last 45 days. And we got some destroying kayfabe in the house. What is up? NWO for life. I think you mean NWA for life. That's it. That's that other. What is up, Styles? Mr. CM Styles of Destroying Kayfabe. So he calls out Josephus because he doesn't want him suspended. So Josephus comes out, he obliges him, and it starts a short but sweet match between Trevor Murdoch and Josephus. That's just a name you don't see every single day. Destroying Kayfabe just wrapped up another test stream. Ooh, looks like somebody's getting back into podcasting. By all means, ladies and gentlemen, go check out Destroying Kayfabe. Go give my buddy Styles some love. Not now, a little later. Somebody's getting back into some wrestling, and that's great to see. My brother Styles, awesome to see. He also does some gaming on Twitch, so by all means, go follow Styles. Put your Twitch thing, put your Twitch in the comments, so people, if they are interested in retro gaming and such, they can go check that out over on the Twitch. Would you please? Styles Gaming, there you go. Look it up. If you're into watching some classic retro gaming. And let me tell you, my boy Styles has just a ridiculous amount of games to play. He's been doing some Mario stuff lately. Fun stuff. Go check him out. So yeah, Trevor Murdoch earns his contract. Makes short work of Josephus. Josephus, oh my God, say it 10 times really fast. Impossible. Josephus and his powder. Not getting the work done. Powder, I wrote down here, powder gone wrong. Josephus trying to get the powder all ready for him, turns around, gets it kicked up in his face. Powder everywhere. Everyone's choking like a madman. And Trevor Murdoch gets up on the, sitting on the top turnbuckle, gives him a big old bulldog, and 1, 2, 3. I'm really happy about this. I tell you what, this, the NWA, when you think of old school wrestling, there were not a lot of pretty boys back then. Okay? It was a lot of just guys just knocking the hell out of each other. And when I think of old school wrestling, I think of guys that looked like Trevor Murdoch. So I feel like Trevor Murdoch is a perfect fit here for the NWA. So I'm glad Trevor got his contract. He came out of retirement. So we'll see what Trevor does. He's trying to pay respect to the people that trained him, especially men like Harley Race. And I'm excited to see what he does. Really am. We then get a promo for Thunder Rosa. Same promo, I believe, as I saw last week. A lot of flashes of her putting on makeup, making faces, whatever. So Thunder Rosa is coming. And let me tell you, in light of the Lucha Underground going away, There's rum in that bottle? No, just some Coke Zero, dude. The last of my Coke Zero. I don't think I might have one more bottle floating around here, but that's it. I need to get some more. It's my one vice I have. I don't have many vices left. I had to quit drinking and all that lovely stuff. Don't get gastritis, kids. It sucks. You have to completely change your lifestyle and the way you eat and everything. It sucks. Anyways, so yeah, Thunder Rosa is coming. In light of Lucha Underground going bye-bye, which is even, I think we could say the final nail in the coffin here. And I'm switching gears here. Just bear with me. News came out earlier today that Chris DeJoseph, writer and producer for Lucha Underground, has joined the team of MLW. I am crazy excited for that because I know the kind of stuff that Chris DeJoseph put together in the 4 seasons that we saw of Lucha Underground. So, yeah, just wanted to quick mention that. Very excited for that. So, yeah, Thunder Rosa coming soon. In fact, she shows up later in this episode. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Next, we get a promo between Aaron Stevens and Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks slapping the taste right out of Aaron Stevens' mouth. Slapping the rum? I don't know. He was dressed up like a pirate last week. I tell you, I have missed Aaron Stevens in wrestling. And catching up with the NWA for the last couple of weeks between last week and this week, man, I miss Aaron Stevens, and it just shows how good he is when you just let him be him. You don't overproduce him, give him a bunch of crazy stuff. It's classic stuff that we knew from when he was doing his shtick. And yeah, granted, it was the WWE. He came out in the robe. Interesting. Different color robe. Black robe, black trunks. So, heelish. But such a good wrestler. And so good on the mic in the interview. Hey, we got a new name here. And if I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. It's, Rakawa? I think that's how you pronounce it. Welcome. Hello. Beast says, that was actually my weakest part of the show. Really? You did not enjoy Aaron Stevens? Oh, all right. Well, to each their own. That's all right. I was really curious to see how he was going to interact with Ricky Starks in the ring. I do enjoy Ricky Starks. I do. And I have not seen a lot of Ricky Starks, but what I have seen so far of Ricky, I really enjoy. Oh, Rakua. Oh, you're from Chile. I think, okay, so I've seen you in the chat before. Welcome. South America. Thank you. That just blows me away. That's tremendous. I hope all is well down in Chile. Hope you guys are all good. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends in Chile to watch J-Bone from Smash This Podcast. Welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. J-Bone is in the chat. She is informing me while I am live that my cats are driving her nuts. Yeah, well, they were driving me nuts right before I went live, and so I had to lock Oreo upstairs because she was trying to shred my office door off its hinges. So, so there's that. I apologize if they are driving you nuts. Critical Sting, what is up? 5 German Shepherds, my goodness. And Styles says, hi, mama. Mama Bone is in the house. All right. So, all right, back to some NWA. So, so yeah, the promo between Aaron Stevens and Ricky Starks leads to a match later, which we'll just jump to that. We'll just kind of jump around here. And Ricky Starks comes out with a win here. Very interesting. Ricky Starks trying to slap, which that slap knocked him across the room. That was a pretty good slap earlier. He goes to slap him again in the match. And Aaron Stevens just cringes, screams like a little girl, which I lost it on that. That was hilarious. Covers up, and oh man, it ends up getting rolled up for the pin. Absolutely tremendous. So yeah, I mean, these aren't half-hour long matches. These are short matches, but these are fun matches. The wrestling is good. The wrestling is good, and I want to say this. I know I've complained about. Swear to God, it's just Coke Zero, folks. The NWA don't give J-Bone a stroke. No, not Stroke Daddy. That's Ricky Starks. I know I've been very critical of the WWE in the past. Still very critical of the WWE and their little 1 minute ridiculous matches that they have on, Monday Night Raw. I have not watched in several weeks, so I couldn't tell you what kind of matches they're having now. But all right, take care, Styles. Much love, man. But these are good wrestling matches, and they may be short at times, and they may be, quick, whatever. But the wrestling is good, and it's like even the match between the women's, the match that came up later between Ashley Vox and Marty Bell with Allison Kay at ringside, the NWA Women's Champ. It wasn't a very long match, but just seeing something fresh and new in this setting, they're all telling a story in the ring. I enjoyed it. Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen short matches in the past where it's like you blink and you miss it, and it's like, well, what was that? Why did we have that? This just feels different, and I'm loving it. The interesting thing that happens between Ashley Vox and Marty Bell is, they're trying to get a win so that they can face Allison Kay in the future. Ashley Vox lost to Allison Kay. Now she won against Marty Bell, so it looks like she might get another chance. We'll have to wait and see. But when she leaves, Thunder Rosa arrives in NWA. She arrives. She gets in the ring. and approaches Marty Bell. Marty Bell is like immediately defensive. Thunder Rosa looks like she's trying to like shake her hand, like introduce herself. And Marty Bell just kind of takes off like, I don't know about this. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's the agenda for Thunder Rosa. But knowing what she's done in the past and what she's doing in Wild Women of Wrestling, she's quite the badass. I do enjoy her stuff, and I am incredibly happy that she's a part of this brand because I've been waiting since the demise of Lucha Underground for her to show up somewhere. Someone sign her, give her a contract, feature her somehow, some way. And Corgan and company have given her a chance to do that. So thank you for featuring Thunder Rosa. Big fan of hers. We also get a promo here saying that the Rock and Roll Express is coming soon. Well, it doesn't get much more old school than that, does it? The Rock and Roll Express. I remember watching the Rock and Roll Express in the studio setting back in the 80s. Absolutely loved them. So many good memories of the Rock and Roll Express from back then. You just had to stop and you just, you remember stuff. So we'll see what their future is. I know that Billy Corgan's brought them in before. They are a Hall of Fame team. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if they still got some gas in the tank. We have a no DQ match going on between the Dawsons. They've been raising hell, hey? Every which way in the NWA. Against Eddie Kingston and Homicide. These guys just clobbering the crap out of each other. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny. I mean, the Dawsons have proven themselves to be heels in this company pretty straight away. There's no, hiding that fact. Now, I've seen Homicide and Eddie Kingston team up in a few different places. Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling. Probably seen them somewhere else, can't remember where. So usually when I've seen them tear it up before, they're heels. So seeing them get cheered in this setting was really different. This is a different Eddie Kingston, though. Usually Eddie Kingston has not, changed his format and how he talks and how he does stuff very much. Especially between, being a babyface and heels. Yes, Critical Sting, they're actually baby faces. It's hard to think of them as that. They're more the how do I say, Kevin Owens type of baby face, a little more edgy, a little more raw, I guess you could say, type of baby face. The Dark Knight kind of baby face. I don't know, throw whatever, a lot of gray here. But you could tell what their motive is when Eddie Kingston gets, Homicide's not a big talker. Never really was. He's, if he does get on the mic, he's short. It's short but sweet. Say what? Critical Sting says the Rock and Roll Express are wrestling for New Japan and NWA in 2019. I did not know they were wrestling in New Japan. When are they going to New Japan? Like, they already were in New Japan, or they're going to New Japan? That's just wild. Did not know that. What year is this? Check your watches, folks. Oh my God. Time to wind the watch. As Jim Cornette said somewhere in this episode, that just, I don't know, that stuck out to me. What else is going on here? Yeah, this match between the Dawsons and Eddie Kingston and Homicide. No DQ. Just clobbering the crap out of each other with chairs. And then Wildcard shows up, the champs. They wrestled for the last U.S. tour. Oh, when New Japan was in the U.S. Okay. I'm not used to them being in the U.S. yet. You know, I know they've done a handful of dates, and they've got they just announced a new American chapter of New Japan, which is going to be very interesting to see what all entails with that. But as far as you know, who's all going to be included, we'll have to wait and see. I am very curious, though. Who knew in 2019 going into 2020 we were going to have this much like really good wrestling to watch? It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. What life are we living as wrestling fans? My goodness. So much for everyone. Tremendous. The Dawsons beat Kingston and Homicide here. Now this one was weird. This was like the one head scratcher of the entire episode. They attack the Dawsons as it looks like they're about to finish off Kingston and Homicide. Homicide's buried in the ring with a bunch of chairs and stuff. Latmer hits, I don't know what the individual Dawson's names are. I'm still learning that, so bear with me. Hits the one guy with the belt, and then Royce gets in the ring and attacks Kingston, and the other Dawson rolls up Kingston for the win, which confused the heck out of the announcers too. So that was the point. That was the point. You know, it's like, so we're confused. The announcers are confused. We're trying to figure out what Wildcard is doing. Why did they attack both and then help one of them? Very strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before in wrestling. We'll have to wait and see. Then we get a promo, and I saw this promo in last week's episode, and we get a replay of it this time. I think it's changed up a little bit, a little weirder. Who is the question mark? Someone underneath an old school black mask with a very strange woman with a crazy European or Oriental accent. It's hard to tell because she's like mumbling through some of this stuff. Who is the question mark? I have no clue who this is, but I would certainly love to hear your guesses. Who is the question mark in the NWA? Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Critical Stick says, do the Dawsons have kids? If so, keep them out of the street. All right. Probably chasing cars or something, little bastards. And then, we get the promo. I talked about this earlier. I'll mention it again because it's worth bringing up again. Tony Falk's Waffles and Tire Irons. Hell of a deal. Hell of a deal at the end of this ad. If you buy 3 organic gluten-free waffles, you get 4 tire irons for free. Let me tell you, I am heading straight to Paducah, Kentucky to hit me up some Tony Falk's waffles and tire irons. I'll have to see if Mrs. J-Bone is up for a trip down to Paducah, Kentucky. Maybe her cousin who lives in Tennessee can meet us over there. Her cousin Lisa. Her cousin Lisa. Paducah, Kentucky. Still don't know if it's real. I gotta Google that shit. Oh. I meant because Eddie Kingston might, well, you know. Okay, so if you, that took me a second. If you don't understand what he's talking about that promo that happened in Impact Wrestling when Eddie Kingston and Homicide and their crew ran over little, was it Little Nicky, Little Johnny, whatever it was? That was horrible. That was horrible. I shouldn't even laugh about that, but man, that was crazy. The time when I thought maybe they took it just a little too far. Little Richie, that's what it was. Little Richie, thank you. Talked about Aaron Stevens versus Ricky Starks. I enjoyed this match. I like Ricky Starks. I like what we're seeing out of him, and I am absolutely ecstatic to see Aaron Stevens back in wrestling because he's just too damn good. He's just too damn good. I don't care what he does in acting. I mean, I'm curious by all means. I heard he showed up in some series this past year. I didn't catch what it was. I gotta look. Showed up on some show as a bad guy or something. But man, it's good to see the classic Sandow, if you will, for those who maybe aren't familiar with Aaron Stevens. It's the formerly known as Sandow. Okay, so or Mizdow, depending on when you were watching him. In fact, I have. It's one of my odd ones over here. Is this it? Yep. Took down all the figures. This is the one I still got to put up somewhere around here. Had them down for a while. This is a rare one. Had to get this when I saw it in the store. I don't remember where I saw this. It was like Walgreens or something. It was really rare. But yeah. So basically looking the way he does in the NWA, it's interesting. Black trunks and such. Pretty cool. So just wanted to share that. One of the little rarities I have. What's left here? Yes, the main event. We got Team Storm with the wild card showing up. We did not know until match time who was going to be part of James Storm team. So it was a 3-on-3. James Storm and the wild card Thomas Latimer and Royce Isaacs versus the champ Nick Aldis, Colt Cabana, and Mr. I'm not going to do it. Wake up the whole damn house. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Ken Anderson. Oh, man. Just, it's so good to see Ken Anderson in this brand. Absolutely love it. It's another guy who is so good and maybe let go from this place too soon or misused in that other place. Just great to see him back. I've reached the point where I don't care what they do with him. Well, I care, but for now, just this, this is the early stages of this brand. So, yes, that's right. Critical string. Wait for it to pop up here. Come on. It's a little slow, apparently. Come on, duck. The duck is slow. It's not working. It doesn't. It's like I can see it in the chat here. It's not showing up over here. Anyways. Mr. Anderson, yes. Still not showing up. My goodness, this is just slow. But anyways, whatever. It's an off night for the duck. Come on, duck. StreamYard doesn't want to show the chat. There it is. For crying out loud. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Got to put the N on the end of it. Classic stuff. Love me some Mr. Anderson. Good match between these guys. This 3-on-3. The action was just all over the place. Not going to highlight anything just because it was just a lot of hot tags, a lot of just these three guys just clobbering the crap out of each other. Just a fun match. This had some steps behind it. Team Aldis wins, which means Colt Cabana gets to face James Storm for his NWA National Championship, which is good because Colt was upset when he was beat for that. He was, he's talked about that. He was a broken man. He was hurt, injured, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't 100%. So now he gets another shot at it, gets a chance to get it back, which is cool. And this is, Colt's having a lot of fun in the NWA. I think that's pretty obvious to see. Colt's having a lot of fun. But it's so funny because you hear him talk okay, granted this podcast is over, but when you heard him for years talking his podcast and he's happy-go-lucky kind of guy, and then hearing him in these promos when he's really talking business, it's almost, you take a step back like, whoa, Colt's having fun, but he's here to get some stuff done. He's really he's here for a purpose. He's a man on a mission. Colt Cabana is a man on a mission. The other stip was if James Storm wins, wow, just had another stroke. If James Storm won, then he could face, what was it? Oh, he could face Aldis for his championship, but he would have to put his championship on the line as well. There was a lot of little stipulations in this, which made it a little confusing, but the easy side of it won out. So. Andre Corbeil, what is up? Hey, slut. My favorite slut, what is up? But yeah, great match between these two teams. Team Aldis coming out on top. Like I said, Colt Cabana gets to face James Storm for his national NWA National Championship. I'm assuming that's going to happen at the December pay-per-view. We'll have to see. Well, there's a little ways away for that, so maybe it'll happen sooner. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that will certainly be good. I don't know where this pay-per-view is happening either. Is it happening in the same studio? I guess it is. I haven't heard a lot of information on this yet, but apparently it's sold out like that, so that's good. But yeah, crammed full of good promos and good wrestling. This episode number 4 was a whole lot of fun. Like I was saying to Andre earlier today, man, Tuesdays are just loaded. You got the NWA, you got AEW Dark, you got the brand new season that just started tonight, Impact Wrestling on Access TV. If you did not watch it, folks, you're missing out. You need to go find it. You need to watch it. A lot of great stuff happening in Impact Wrestling these days. Tomorrow night, we have a change of plans for the week, folks. Tomorrow night, the Total Nonstop Impact podcast will go live late. Might interfere with something else I had planned. We'll see. I'm going to have to see when stuff falls here and there. I might be able to pull this off. I think I will. So I've also got the AEW review I was going to do tomorrow night with a special guest. Going to let that be a surprise for tomorrow night. If I can wing it, I'll do that. And then we'll do the Total Nonstop Impact podcast a little later in the night. I'm going to try to wing it. We'll see if we can do that. I'm going to lose my voice tomorrow night, probably. It's going to be crazy. Andre says, maybe I'll join you guys if you are open. I will bring that up with them. Because I know you watched tonight as well. In fact, I believe Andre Corbeil did a live stream. Critical Sting says, double duty streaming. Damn. Yeah, J-Bone's getting back on track. I am doing my best to get back on track. We are just going to have a loaded week of stuff. Could be a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow night. We got the AEW show review with a special guest, and then the Total Nonstop Impact podcast over on the Impact Lounge doing Impact Wrestling, and maybe we'll get Andre Corbeil in there too. Hella was trending tonight. That's right. It was. Thousands of people tweeting about it. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Deserved to be trending. Hell yeah. So that's going to do it for this NWA Power episode number 4 review. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We're to go catch some Z's. We'll see you guys for a loaded evening tomorrow night. Take care. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Much love, folks. We're out of here.